Hmm. Alright. We'll see if they do the more standard routing or if they go to Cliff Plateau first.
Okay, I'm sorry, I'm back. Can you hear me?
Yep, I can hear you.
Sorry about that. Okay, so they're off. Where are we off to? We have Zombie God going to... Okay, doing the Cliff Plateau route. So we've been seeing these runners kind of... it's been a new metagame development, you can say, when it comes to the randomizer tournament. Some people... The classic way would be going straight to Windfall. Windfall has the most amount of items available at the very beginning. So if you're used to like your Link to the Past randomizer, it'd be like going to Kakariko first. You're going to get a lot of items very quickly and in a high quantity, but recently a lot of people have been starting to go to Cliff Plateau. Now, big reason to that is because quite often early on, the seed eventually wants you to go to Cliff Plateau. And occasionally you can get a good item here before you end up going to Windfall. And why that ends up being useful is because, in general, when you're done with Windfall, you'll see runners go straight to Paw Print, another really good location. And going to Paw Print needs, if you want to be able to get all 4 items in there, you want to have grappling hook and bombs, ideally, or power bracelets. And you basically are increasing your chances that you'll be able to full clear Paw Print in one trip if you delay going to Windfall first.
Yep.
Now, we don't have access to this upper chest in Logic, but Zombie God is doing a trick known as storage and using an extension of that glitch called chest storage, where he stores one of the chests here and can have crazy collision to get behind this gate here, bypassing the need for the leaf.
Oh my gosh, there's bombs, speaking of.
All right. So bombs is something good to see at this point. Again, one of the things that our runners are looking for are items to be able to access Paw Print, full clear it in one trip, and not have to go back later. So bombs already opens up 3 of the 4 chests of Paw Print, which is good to see. Zombie God continuing his glitch magic, storing another chest on top of Cliff Plateau, is going to head to Bird's Peak Rock. Normally, to get into this chest, you need the bait bag, but using chest storage, you can get around that.
Wow, I talked to the Anton at the same time as he, but yeah,
Looks like Zombie God ended up getting the Master Sword.
Oh, yep, that would be the first item then. Or the no, he wouldn't have gotten the second yet.
You can actually, you'll get it once you leave the quadrant, the upper one. So you could have gotten it there.
Oh, really?
Mm-hmm.
I thought you had to... Oh, I guess that does count as loading.
Mm-hmm. Yep. You'll get items that you store once you leave the quadrant as well.
I did not know this. Interesting. And command melody. Ooh, Pictobox was the other one. Alright.
Cool.
Also, did we ever see what the 4 dungeon requires were?
Not yet. I was actually about to ask you that. We'll see here in a second. Ooh, Pictobox from Zombie God.
Yep.
Cool, cool.
And it is, let us see. It is...
No Tower of the Gods, no Forbidden Woods, it looked like. Though I'm terrible at... they look so fast, I sometimes just have problems looking at it all. I think that's what it was.
You know, I'm a little... okay. This feels an awful lot like a seed I watched the other day, but I know I clicked new seed like 5 times.
No Earth. Thank you, Scary Olive.
No Earth and no, Forbidden Woods.
Okay, so I was off. This is why we have chat around. So I don't know anything about these runners. I don't think I've seen them play yet. Is this their first races of the tournament?
I think so. Zombie God is former HD runner, I think. I think he used to do SD as well. But I'm not 100% sure on that.
Okay.
That was quite a while ago, though. That was back when item sledding was originally found.
Mm-hmm. So with this dungeon layout, the big thing that I'm looking at this point is Dragon Roost Cavern. Dragon Roost Cavern kind of can change the seed on how the logic can work because it's accessible immediately. You don't need any items to get into Dragon Roost Cavern. It's the only dungeon that has no requirements to enter. And with that being the case, quite often the logic tends to delay giving you items because it can often just place them in Dragon Roost. So we'll see how stingy the seed will end up being.
What's fun is always when it's like leaf or grappling hook is in there, because sometimes the dungeon can require the leaf if a key is locked in the big key chest.
Mm.
But we shall see. I think that's what, like a 50-50 chance there's a key in there?
Yeah. It's as far as the big key chest in Dragon Roost, yeah. Mostly, it depends on what items they have at this point. It will, in theory, the odds will change as items appear, but based on an initial seed creation, it's basically 50%.
Yeah. Just a Triforce chart, nothing useful.
Now, for me, whenever I have a Dragon Roost required seed, I try to avoid going to Dragon Roost Cavern as long as possible until I can hopefully get the bow, because the bow can be super useful in Dragon Roost and can let you save a bunch of time. I don't know if these runners know some of the strategies with the bow in Dragon Roost Cavern. We'll see, but maybe we'll get a feel for what their game plans here are coming up after Paw Print.
Ooh, there's a bottle. We can go heal Grandma. We'll see if she's Granny Dwarf today, perhaps.
Mm-hmm. Going to Grandma early versus delaying Grandma is always an interesting decision. You can do Grandma early by going to Mother and Child Island and getting a fairy there, or you can try to route it in after a dungeon and use one of the fairies in right before the dungeon boss itself, which ends up saving you needing to warp to Mother and Child. So we'll see what they end up doing. But sometimes having that super early is super useful.
I actually, when I initially helped make the flags, I initially made mail one of the required flags because I wanted to be able to get Grandma's soup without any shame.
Right.
So I always do it early.
So all things considered, Windfall not really having everything we're looking for.
Double magic, though. Yeah, not much. Got Moblin's letter, but not really useful until, get the delivery bag. Has bombs.
Mm-hmm. We'll see. Zombie God is conveniently at Windfall, and he did the sequence breaking to get the Pictobox early, so I would expect him to go ahead and get those 3 items that he has accessible that Dev5ter does not have access to yet.
Yep.
Shoutouts to that corner for being absolutely massive.
Also, fun fact, you don't actually have to go up here. You just have to talk to him and then you can leave and the upstairs door will be open.
Yeah.
So a slight time loss, but Zombie God probably doesn't know about that.
Dev5ter obviously equipping the Hero's Charm, also lovingly known as the Squid Face.
I've never heard it called that.
I'm trying, maybe it's just me, but I'm trying to push for it.
Okay, hey, I can go for it.
Mm-hmm. So Dev5ter is going to go and do what Zombie God did before. So here's the advantage of one of the advantages that Zombie God gained because he did the sequence break earlier is that he doesn't need to warp back to Windfall. He's already here, so he may have saved a couple seconds by doing that sequence break earlier.
Well, it depends on which chest it is, because otherwise Dev5ter might not even be getting it. Then again, both might be required, honestly. Also, something to note about chest storage. If you do it, do not save and quit until you have gone through a loading process of some sort.
Mm-hmm.
Otherwise, you will lose that item forever, from what I hear.
Yep. No way to get it back. If you save and quit, you're doomed. So something to be mindful of. Zombie God going with the Batman approach. Missing out on an excellent opportunity to do the door storage strategy, but we will forgive him for that obscure knowledge.
We're not all you, Trog.
Or Woofer. Woofer does it too.
Yeah, true, but you glitch to pretty much everything it's possible to glitch to.
If I have an opportunity, even if it like breaks even, I'm doing it.
Even if it loses time.
I'm pretty sure, yeah.
Wasn't that part of your description? You played player bio, so I'm gonna glitch even if it loses me time just to show up.
We got swag. Cool thing about the randomizer, though, is that a lot of the obscure, crazy glitches can often save time that I would normally not be able to. So, be careful! He's gonna crush. Yeah, you can't just go straight up like that.
What is the strat for it? Get up top and then jump slash into it?
What I like to do is just go through the side of it, and there's a little hole that you can just jump through. From the side, there's like between the texture, the slope texture, and the physical wall, vertical wall, there's a gap that you can jump through.
I really need to learn to use chest storage because I know how to do it. I just haven't figured out quite the mechanics of climbing things.
Yeah, no, it takes a little bit of getting used to, but. And Dev5ter not realizing that once you get crushed like that, the chest is going to remain open, so he's not going to be able to do this chest storage strategy again. He only gets one try at it.
Oof. So be safe with it.
Yeah, so he's going to realize it's open, and he's going to have to dip out, or...
And there's the realization.
So the question was, which chest had the Pictobox? Was it,
I don't know. There was no way of knowing. Zombie got never checked after. Yeah. What is he doing? Why is he doing storage?
He got the Master Sword, so definitely not. So important to note also is that having the Pictobox at this point is a sequence break. They're not supposed to be able to have this item yet. So we'll see what sequence broken items Zombie God gets.
Earth God's Lyric, not required today. And another sword. Okay, absolutely required.
Very nice. Still have one more item to check with the Pictobox.
It's always tricky figuring out what people get when they do chest storage. Kind of like when people get something in a dark room.
Mm-hmm.
And you just sit there for like 5 minutes being like, okay, what the heck did they get?
So Zombie God still hasn't been to Paw Print, so he's been doing the more up-to-date modern meta strategies where you try to delay going to Paw Print as long as possible. You're trying to do as much as you can in the hopes that you'll be able to full clear it in one trip. He's really hoping to get the grappling hook at this point so he can get that final chest in Paw Print.
Yeah.
In the delivery bag. Interesting.
Another out of sequence item, but very
He should be
useful.
talking to Zanari. Does he? Hopefully, he knows that that's items required now. Maybe he'll go back.
I hope so. It's been a thing for a while now.
Yep. So once you get the delivery bag, you have access to obviously all the letters that you have. So we'll see what this Moblin's letter gives him. No way. That's funny. Doing the quest in reverse. So apparently the real story progression here is that Maggie receives a letter from some mysterious bird. She gives him a letter to mail, and then the bird comes. I guess you could make it work that way.
Oh my, that's hilarious though. Do you want to do a fetch quest?
So the fastest way to get the item, the magic armor item, is to just go to Great Fish and trade the flower twice, and that unlocks Zanari, who giving you the magic armor. I think a lot of casuals used to think that getting the magic armor was like a big long ordeal, but you can do it in like a minute or 2 minutes, so it's a very fast item to get.
Yep.
Which is why we added it with the new settings, with the new version of Randomizer.
See, I'm on the boat of I don't like that it got added.
Really?
It's just like, it's too long and miserable.
It depends. Sometimes it can route in really well, like if you're on your way to Needle Rock or something like that, and it doesn't really matter that much, but it can occasionally just get in your way and be annoying to get to. Dev5ter doing the most infamous island of all time.
Yep, named after you. Actually. If anybody wonders where the name Chug Island got its name, here you go.
Yes.
So the story behind that is first tournament, Chug swore that he would never open that even if it it would basically be the last thing he ever did.
And annoyingly, it is required fairly often. So you could end up getting screwed pretty hard if you try to delay it.
Indeed.
We'll see. It's a treasure chart.
Not required today.
So Zombie God has been on an epic fetch quest adventure. I think he's finally ready to go to Paw Print, realizing that he's not going to get the grappling hook. He's just going to get the 3 out of the 4 items and then come back later.
Are you in this tournament? I think you are, right?
Me? Yeah.
Oh boy.
I got some special routes coming up. I'm going to be shaking up the metagame when I get my first race in.
I feel bad for your opponents.
Nah. It'll be fun. Like I said, I have weaknesses. I will refuse to go to Bomb Island as much as possible, so easiest way to beat me is to go there first. And if you get something good, you pretty much have a good advantage over me.
Yeah, I don't know. There's been a couple times where you just decided to go there anyway. What's scary about you is that you're completely unpredictable.
Don't exactly remember what was in Paw Print. I don't remember if it was anything really noteworthy.
I think so, wasn't there? Or actually, no. I think there was a hero's charm, and I forget what the other item was. Oh, double magic. That would be what. Yeah, I noted it as something good.
Double magic, obviously not required, but nice to have. So, Zombie God following a similar routing process that I generally would go with. At this point, I would be thinking, do I want to go ahead and go to Grandma, or do I want to just go ahead and gamble going to Dragon Roost Cavern, knowing that I don't have the capability of full clearing it yet? But if I do go for that minor gamble, I could potentially route in Grandma later on when it's a little bit faster. So we'll see what Zombie God has in mind here. Forest. I guess he's going to probably do Bomb Island first. That's fair.
Oh, Dev5ter doing your strat.
Oh, classic. I no longer do this strat, unfortunately, now that I've realized that the glitch method of doing it above is much faster and safer. But this guy is cute.
What is he? There you go. Zombie God also going for Salem?
As the seed progresses, it's looking more and more like something is going to be in Dragon Roost for us. Either being the grappling hook or some other item that will unlock other locations. At this point, really, it's not looking like any item other than maybe Hookshot would potentially force them to essentially go into Dragon Roost and then have to come back out.
Yeah. Also, I've always...
Twice at Bomb Island. I don't know if this works.
No, it doesn't. I don't think.
Yeah. Yeah, the only way to get the exotic flower, which is required for a magic armor, is to go to Great Fish.
So is it actually magic armor that's required, or is it trading twice?
Well, it's trading twice to unlock Zenari giving you the magic armor in vanilla. Alright, so Dev5ter gonna go ahead and do the Grandma stuff.
Strangely enough, you don't actually have to get all the trading sequence items in order to finish the trading quest of vanilla, which is rather odd for Zelda.
Yeah, you can skip like 2 or 3 of the items in the quest if you just do it properly.
Of course, that also comes with the downfall of I don't know how they expected people to figure out what order they needed to do it in, because it's so just weird.
See how good Zombie God's basketball skills are? Of course, it's not really like playing basketball. It's like trying to shoot not a normal ball, it would be like a super bouncy ball, because these physics on these magtails are horrendous.
But gets it.
Gets it anyways. Very nice.
Also, Dev5ter about to get his soup.
So we'll see what Grandma has. The only thing that would potentially make doing this first faster at this point would be if he gets Hookshot or Grappling Hook at this point.
Or, yeah, I guess.
Forbidden Woods or Forsaken Fortress is in Logic, so you could get like Skull Hammer. That would be in Logic at that point.
Yeah, but that would that would give you 4 chests. Actually, the first chest is already in Logic.
Yeah, true. They could, if they were feeling insane, go to Forsaken Fortress now and fight Phantom Cannon for the one item they can have access to right now.
I remember the one seed where I was required to go to Forsaken Fortress, beat Phantom Ganon, to get the Mirror Shield, to get a couple other things, to get the Skull hammer. Ooh, grappling hook.
All right, so Grandma before Dragon Roost is the right call. So I'm expecting Dev5ter to probably just go straight there. At this point, interestingly though, they still aren't guaranteed to be able to full clear it. They could end up in a situation where a small key is in the big key chest, and they would need either leaf or ice arrows to have access to that.
Where is he going?
Oh, he's going to do paw print first. I like this idea. It's a good call.
Oh,
There's one chest left in paw print that he should go to. It's
yeah,
easy
the
to
one on
forget
the
to
wall.
go back.
For the longest time, I didn't even know that existed.
Oh, and a skull hammer. Very nice. All right. This is an interesting seed at this point. So now we have 2 progression items. Now, actually, the skull hammer, I believe, is out of logic based off of all the stuff Zombie God has gotten. I'm pretty sure you should have the leaf at this point to go to get the skull hammer, because it was all tied around getting the Pictobox from Cliff Plateau.
Oh, you're right. Wouldn't it be funny, though, if Leaf is in that first chest for killing Phantom Ganon?
That would be insane.
Oof. This is why I don't like this island.
Yes, this is probably my next bomb island issue, is getting a fairy from Mother and Child.
Well, the worst part isn't even trying to catch the fairy, it's that you often end up catching the water if you fail catching the fairy.
Exactly.
And then you have to pour it out and try again. Oh my goodness! All 3 songs. Well then. Well, you know, Scary Olive, maybe she's just dehydrated.
Alright, so at this point, this seed is screaming probably Leaf or Hookshot being in Dragon Roost, or at least some other... We definitely are expecting some sort of progression happening here in Dragon Roost. Unless the seed is insane, which I'm hoping for, obviously, but statistically speaking here, we're expecting something in Dragon Roost.
Yeah, probably.
And like I was mentioning before, there is a chance here that they won't be able to have access to the upper floors of Dragon Roost if a small key ends up being in the big key chest. So we'll see how the keys are lined up here.
Well, there's also the possibility of Leaf just being in Dragon Roost.
Very true.
Hey, be glad you aren't me and had to get 40 joy pendants to get the grappling hook. There's a reason that those things require the grappling hook now, because I told Lago I would not test another seed until he fixed that.
Right. Oh my, that sounds horrendous.
It was.
There he goes. Rock skip, always a fun challenge. One of the oldest tricks ever found in Wind Waker. It was found in like 2005 or 4.
Oh wow.
And ever since, runners can never get it consistently.
I'm fairly consistent at it.
It's easier with the instant rolling that you get from Randomizer and HD. In the original version of the game, you get the infamous dry rolling, where if you try to roll from a standstill, he goes super slow, and you won't get a jump out of that. So it makes rock skip way more finicky, surprisingly, in SD.
Wait, what? You can do that?
You can? Okay. I'm actually learning something. I didn't know you could do that.
Oh my gosh, we're both learning something.
No, very much noted. I don't know if that's technically faster, because bomb flowers detonate... For the first one, it's probably faster, but bomb flowers detonate a little bit faster in general. So our runners are, after crazy route deviations, have ended up being tied with each other. Although Zombie God has done several extra locations with the sequence breaking he's done. But here we are, both together at the end.
Also, I do appreciate that Dev5ter put on the Hero's Charm. You know, you don't think much of it, but in many 100% runs, I've actually been saved by that thing. You know, when I would, like, run out of arrows or run out of magic or something, I would be like, does boomerang work? Oh, cool, boomerang works.
Okay, so Dragon Roost Cavern is probably one of the most interesting and dynamic dungeons in the randomizer and how much it can vary. Dev5ter at this point has access to 2 chests, and he needs at least one of them to be a small key. If he does not get a small key from one of these 2 chests, this seed goes from fairly normal to WTF pretty quickly, because he's going to be locked out from any other chest at this point.
Yeah, the first time that happened, I was just like, wait, why is that a thing? And then I asked, and they're like, oh, you know, the big key chest must have the small key, and it's like, what?
Yep. If the big key chest is the very first small key, you need leaf or ice arrows to even access any chest at this point. So we'll see. We'll see what we get. No small keys yet. This has to be a small key.
Ooh, ow.
And if this is not a small key, I'm thinking I don't know what else to go to would be in logic at this
Small
point.
key or leaf.
Yeah.
Also, that too is one of the most annoying things ever.
Yeah, if you keep holding up after he jumps from some certain heights.
There's the key.
All right, so we can continue our journey upwards. That is good. This is alluding more and more towards a seed that is going to have something in Dragon Roost Cavern. The logic is trying to make sure...
Bait.
Yeah, it could be a big old bait, but for me at least, it's smelling like the seed is trying to make sure that we have access to up here because there's something good.
We'll see.
All right, so phase 2 of Dragon Roost is, well, is to get 2 more small keys to be able to access the upper floors. If he only gets 1 small key, then they'll need leaf or ice arrows.
But so there is the small key. First one.
Bombs make a lot of these puzzles trivial in this dungeon.
So in vanilla original speedruns, you usually get the bombs and the leaf before coming here, right?
Mm-hmm. Yep.
Good old Great Fish Early, one of the most horrific tricks in this game. Of course, now Wind Waker HD doesn't even get bombs anymore.
Right. Our runners are fairly neck and neck at this point. Dev5ter needs to be careful here with that bomb. You can be careful. You have to be careful when you place that bomb to blow up that rock, because that card rock quite often will push you off the cliff mid cutscene of that bomb being blown up. It's quite annoying.
Ooh, heart container. Not a key, but I'll take it.
Yep. So there's 2 more chests that Zombie God can check at this point, and one of them has to be a small key. Okay, so he's good.
We're good to go.
So we'll see what magic lies for us in the upper floors.
I mean, even if it's a total bait, this dungeon is required.
Yes, and they'll be able to full clear it now. So that's good. They should full clear it if they can.
So for anybody who doesn't know, race mode makes 4 of the 6 dungeons required, and the other 2 can never have or lead to anything required.
Correct.
Another fun fact, at the other side of this bridge, you can place a bomb and it'll give you a tingle chest, but it's not required in the...
It can be useful for chest storage in very obscure, very rare situations that I'm disappointingly have never gotten to show off, but it is a thing.
He must have. Wow, Dev apparently forgot to get that chest, but...
The one of the keys, the dark room?
No, and also Din's Pearl. The one with the heart container in the rat room, I think.
Oh.
Because he's at 3 hearts.
Yeah, that's a good point.
Yes, is less cool? Yeah, let's go with that. Wind Waker Randomizer is a thing. And it's a lot more fun than you would have expected Wind Waker Rando to be. Like, I honestly thought this game would never randomize well, but here we are.
Yep, here we are. I thought the same thing too. There's our good item. All right. So my nose was sniffing something correctly this time. Definitely had something good in Dragon Roost.
You have a very good rando sense.
Sometimes. Zombie God doing an awesome strat where you blow up both of those things at the same time and you skip one of those cutscenes. Nice optimization there. Dragon Roost at night always looking epic as ever.
I think it looks nicer, honestly, than in the daytime.
Yeah, the clouds are all black, which makes no sense. I don't know. Looks awesome. See how Zombie God does with saving the medley chest. Medley was converted into a chest for the randomizer.
Yeah, I'm not sure if that was just to make it quicker or if that actually caused troubles, but either way.
I love it personally. When are we going to add custom skins and models for the companions? And we can have an actual chest be our companion?
Yeah, let's get some NPC randomization. That would be actually pretty cool.
So I've not been paying attention. Okay, actually, so that confirms it. So another thing to keep in mind of is whether you have the map and compass, because that can often let you skip a chest. And in this dungeon in particular, you would really like to skip going down to the big key chest because it is by far the slowest chest to get in this dungeon. And so if you know that it's going to be the map or compass, then it's always wise to skip it. But at this point, I believe that they're going to be forced to check it unless they want to gamble.
Yeah, I think they have the big key, map, and compass, so... Yep, that proves it. Magic armor.
All right.
Also, gotta be kind of careful they're doing a quick spin because those ropes are kind of touchy. And, Shimjo, yes, there is a key sanity, and it's called key lunacy in this, but it's the exact same thing. It's just renamed. And no, I do not believe Breath of the Wild has a randomizer.
Yeah, if any of you guys are new here to the Wind Waker Randomizer and interested in playing it, you are absolutely welcome to join the Wind Waker Randomizer Discord, and there's going to be links for you to help get this set up for you, and you can change all sorts of settings. You can go race mode style, where races tend to last between 2 to 3 hours, or you can go full out insane and randomize everything in the game and have fun with that.
Yep. Yeah, it's like Scary Olive says, like, what would you really randomize?
Interesting. So, Tower of the Gods, now in Logic. All
Half
three
of
players
it,
acquired.
anyway. Still don't have a bow.
Don't know bow, but the Forbidden Woods, or the Furor's Pearl, unlocks a letter in the mail that they'll want to check at some point.
Gosh, I remember the first time I found out about this, and I just wanted to play it so badly, and I kept running into every issue possible. It was just like, stop it! I just want to play.
So, we're kind of in an interesting situation at this point. So we know that Goma here is going to drop us our Triforce Shard, because we are using race mode settings. After this, though, we'll be seeing what Zombie God has in mind for us next. We do have Tower of the Gods open to us, but we do not have the bow. So the bow is absolutely required to beat Dragon Roost, or to beat Tower of the Gods. Well, I don't want to say absolutely required, unless if you're insane, but for any mortal human being that is not a tool-assisted speedrunner, will say that you need the bow to beat Tower of the Gods.
There's a way around it.
We don't need to go in crazy details, but let's just say you can throw bombs at Godan to kill him.
You'll have to make a task and show me sometime. Then again, you've already made a few of those, haven't you? You probably done.
It has been done once, RTA. Abubob, a well-known tool-assisted speedrunner of Wind Waker, was the first one to do it in real time. It is not recommended. As you can imagine, trying to toss bombs at Godan's eyes is not a feat for the faint-hearted. I'm pretty sure he had 99 bombs, too.
Yeah, I remember when I did this casually, I had no idea you could target attack Godan with the bow,
dear.
so I was just doing it manually.
That is not the way to do it.
And I, to my credit, I got to phase 2 once. And then that's how I found speedrunning, actually, because I decided to look up, what the usual times were, not realizing speedrunning was a thing. And I saw Chaotic Ace's name, and I watched a stream one day, and I'm like, how do you do this? And he's like, and then I was watching it, and it's like, wait, you can target attack?
Zombie God, being mindful, knowing that Furor's Pearl is going to unlock him a letter, is going to make sure to check that first. Very wise. We'll see what his next game plan is. He has access to all of...
There's the last sword.
He does have full access to Forsaken Fortress. We do believe that he sequence broke. The logic doesn't intend for him to have full access to Forsaken Fortress, but if he was feeling like gambling a little bit, exceeding beyond logic, seems like maybe Forsaken Fortress could be a nice call.
I mean, in my experience at Randomizer, you've got two groups of people. You got the type who don't want to sequence break too much, and then you got the type who just say, what's logic? I generally fall into the latter category.
So no chest storage strategies coming from Zombie God here. He's going to probably just attack for second fortress in a traditional manner.
I need to learn how to do super swimming.
Well, this is a good one to learn. It's not difficult by any means because Windfall docks are very forgiving. But
True.
you can, especially if you're new to super swimming, you can just basically charge up underneath the docks for quite a while to make sure that you have plenty of air and plenty of speed.
I mean, at that point, are you even saving any time, though?
Oh, sure. Yeah, this is a pretty long sailing section, so it would probably still save you a good 20, 30 seconds. But then again, depends on how fast you can consistently get chest storage, or get storage in general. Some people, that storage spot in Windfall can be a problem for beginners.
Yeah, I actually know how to do the Dragon Roost one fairly consistently. But that's the only one I can do consistent. That's because I decided one day I wanted to learn to speedrun Wind Waker, and that was one of the first things I practiced. Never got much further than that, though.
So now, this would be interesting. So, in theory here, this is the only chest or the only location Zombie God should be able to access in logic at this point. There is a chance here that it could be the bow. And if that's the case, because Dev5ter did not sequence break, he's going to have to make a call to come to Forsaken Fortress fully knowing that he's going to be able to access only one chest before he goes to Tower of the Gods, which could be crazy.
Yeah, that's always pretty awful when you have to make that choice. Oh, that's true. He has Leaf now. So it is in logic now.
It's not all in logic because you need the Skull Hammer to get past the first pegs.
Yeah, but
I guess you gotta move around?
Didn't he sequence break the Skull Hammer by skipping the Leaf?
Oh, yes, true. That's true. Good point. So it's all in logic now. Very good point.
Hey, not me that figured that one out, but that was chat's doing.
Shout out to chat.
Most trolly key item.
Light arrows can be pretty trolly.
Yeah, I'd say light arrows. The last bow upgrade is the equivalent of the ice rod.
Very much so. Because the light arrows, pretty much like the ice rod, are only required for one use.
And unlike Link to the Past, they literally can be in any location.
Yep.
There's not even a chest that's locked behind them.
Yep. They could even be in the infamous Ganon's maze chest, which we have not seen in the tournament yet, but it's kind of like the pedestal required seed equivalent. It can happen. I think the odds are somewhere around less than 1%.
I actually had it happen to me a few days ago.
I think the odds might be higher now in race mode. It might be like 2 or 3%, but regardless, it's not common, but light arrows in the Ganon's maze chest is certainly a trolly location.
Nobody ever wants to see that, unless you're chat or me. Then you want to.
Yeah, absolutely.
I was so amused by that I even posted it in the tournament Discord with, vanilla light arrows.
And for further clarification, to get access to the Ganon's Tower Maze chest to begin with, you need to already have the fully charged Master Sword and have beaten all 4 dungeons to get the Triforce.
There's the boomerang, by the way. Not hard required, but most newer players prefer it for Puppet Ganon Phase 1.
I'm sure they'll be relieved to see that. It's kind of equivalent to, like, in A Link to the Past, getting, like, Tempered Sword or the Golden Sword. They'll be happy to see it for... Not necessarily required, but certainly makes things easier.
It's kind of like the difference between having Master Sword,
or Silver Arrows, I guess you say. Yes. Silver Arrows would be a good example.
It's like, it's not required, but... do you really want to do it? There's a wallet upgrade.
Wallet upgrade itself is not useful, but it does unlock a letter in the mail, which could potentially be useful.
Yeah, it'd be like Master Sword Silvers versus Master Sword Silverless. You can do Master Sword Silverless, but it isn't fun.
No.
Also, Trog, I wasn't aware you were familiar with A Link to the Past.
Oh yeah, I used to do races back in early.
Oh yeah, I remember now, because that time that you didn't realize you could go further in Turtle Rock.
Yep. Oh, I'm glad you remember that. I certainly forgot. Now I'm having bad memories.
Yeah, I remember that now.
So what is Dev5ter? I guess he's going to check the mail, or I wonder what his game plan is here.
No, a couple things on A Link to the Past, though. If any of you want to, since this is speed gaming related, if any of you are interested, there are daily races ongoing. I think there's actually a weekly that's going to happen at 5:30. As in, like, 3 hours, 20 minutes from now. And there's also a spoiler log tournament coming up, which is basically your typical randomizer, but you know that rule about you can't, find out what's where and you can't watch the other players? Yeah, that's no longer a thing because you're given the spoiler log.
So that means runners will actually know where items are, and they'll make a route. It's kind of like a matter of who can figure out what's the fastest routing to beat the game at that point.
There's the other picked up box, and yep, exactly.
Interesting. So hold on, what letter gave him the picto box there from Dev5ter's side?
Probably the wallet upgrade.
Ah, okay, interesting.
Oh no! Oh! I just save and quit. Yeah, just save and quit. No?
No, he's gonna go and do the grappling hook. That's fine.
I would think that'd be a little slower.
This is not a fun process to have to come back up here.
Also, gosh, you guys have the Dr. Bob Ice Rod song stuck in my head now. Unfortunately, not 100% safe for work, so, yeah, not gonna be singing that.
So we'll see how Zombie God deals with Helmrock here. I would expect him to do the glitch strat here. For those of you that haven't seen this, this is a very entertaining fight. It's very satisfying, too, after you've played this casually and had to deal with Helmrock flying around for 30 minutes.
Or, being a Wind Waker HD speedrunner and suddenly being able to do this these.
Very true.
There is the deluxe picto box for Dev5ter. So, fun fact, if you take that picture of Mineko and Linzo, you can actually, and it's in color, you can actually give it to Mineko as her picture.
Yep. She is, like, for whatever reason, like, most of the picto box quests are, like, they seem to be very picky, but Mineko is like, I don't care what it looks like. It can be like a picture of an orange pot, and it looks close enough to me.
Alright.
Alright. So, yeah. The shelf here is perfectly in a perfect height to smash Helm Rock to end a time.
Yep, also Scary Olive pointing out that yes, you can soft lock if you don't do this right. Just don't go to the middle of the room and you're generally safe.
Yes. Yeah. There are setups, movement setups that a lot of us do to put Link in a good position to make sure that he always comes down, but some people don't know it, so it's a bit of a gamble otherwise.
What is the setup?
You just, like, once you get into the initial door closing cutscene, like, start of the second phase, you do, like, 2 backflips, side hop right, and then you hold down left, and it puts Link in the perfect position to... it puts you in a position that you're right on top of the bookshelf, so... And as long as you stand in that correct positioning, he'll always come down.
Ah, thank you.
Yeah, there's a video for it. That I think it's in the general Wind Waker Randomizer Discord in pinned messages for like a glitch playlist, tricks playlist. Oh, that was interesting. I haven't seen that way of getting into that canopy for Dev5ter. I knew you could clip into that, but I didn't know you could actually... That's interesting.
You know, if you link that to me, I could put it in useful links. I think that's worthy of useful links. What do you think?
Yeah.
There's the full Master Sword for Dev5ter.
Zombie God gonna get the letter from beating Forsaken Fortress. And just some roops.
There's another wallet upgrade.
He's gonna need to play Song of Passing here to reload the area.
Let's see what the oh, we already saw Gossiping Ladies, right?
We'll see what Minenko has. We haven't seen her item yet.
I thought that he already gave the picture to her.
Oh, did she? Did he? I missed it then.
I forget what it was, but that probably means it was nothing useful.
Well, we're about to find out here from Zombie God's side. Oh, just
a heart.
So we are still missing that elusive bow. Again, they'd like to avoid going to Tower of the Gods before they get the bow.
Yeah, for sure.
The bow is for sure required to beat Tower of the Gods. They can, in theory, access a few chests in Tower of the Gods at this point, but they'd really like to avoid needing to go back there twice.
Could always be in vanilla.
That's true.
Also, I am always super wary of those Cyclos things because I have ended up getting sucked up into them. Also, I guess Zombie God didn't know that those get placed automatically. Nice thing that got added to the randomizer in one of the later beta versions, I think, or maybe an early full release, was that the pearls place themselves when you get them.
Looks like Zombie God's just gonna go ahead and get this last grappling hook location here at Paw Print. I believe it was a pearl, or no, it wasn't. It was what was it? It was something good, I thought. And I can't even remember these things.
I want to say it was the pearl, but I'm not.
But he already has all, according to that.
Oh yeah, you're right.
He already has all 3.
Wind God.
Area. Thank you.
Thank you, Montgol. Montgol, our tracker for today, I believe. So give our runners a follow, give Montgol a follow, give Trog a follow.
Of course, give
Lots
Math Girl
people.
follow.
I'm no good. Who knows? Maybe Trog, you'll be the new winner of this tournament.
Oh, I wouldn't say that. I still have yet to figure out how to beat Woofer. He's my kryptonite.
You came pretty close first tournament to being in first.
Yeah, it's these once runners start getting towards the end stages, it's going to get real tight. Most races that Woofer and I will have in practice will be 1 minute, 2 minutes behind one another. And I've done several seeds of I've looked at what Woofer's permalink was when he did a practice race, and I'll pretend to race him, I guess, to see what time I got. And it'll be like, I beat him by 30 seconds, or I lost to him by 45 seconds. So it's like, it's going to be crazy.
I mean, maybe watch him and see what he does different.
Yeah. Zombie God, obviously, at this point, starting to realize that bow is just not going to happen. It's got to be somewhere in Tower of the Gods, or there's going to be something like Hookshot in here. Something is being hidden here. He's going to want to figure that out.
Yep, and both runners actually entering Tower of the Gods about the same time.
Interesting. So yeah, it seems like our runners are doing completely different routes, but they end up entering dungeons around the same time.
Well, I mean, this is kind of one of those seeds where it's kind of just like shoves you in the correct direction.
Yeah, a little bit. Though Zombie God has done all of Forsaken Fortress at this point.
He did Mongol?
I didn't see that. Though it would not surprise me.
Also, yeah, I think that statue needs to be a little more angled for that to work, doesn't it? Oh, he's just doing this.
Alright. A lot of runners like to delay getting this one now, just because it's generally the slowest one on the first floor. And quite often it can end up being a small key, and you can, or like a map or compass, and so a lot of runners like to just delay getting this chest until after they've beaten Godan.
Yeah. Also, it is definitely worth learning floor 1 skip, especially if you want to play key lunacy, because it actually saves you a small key. Kind of like Hammer Yump, but a lot easier.
But we'll see what Zombie God has in mind here. I think he accidentally auto-rolled into one of those boxes.
Yeah, no.
And a jump slash does not work. You can't do any jump slashes on top of these boxes, because the stick will actually go behind Link's head as he does the jump slash and dip into the water. It's cool that physics like that are taken into effect, but
You also can't carry a stick up here. Ooh.
Yeah.
I also believe there's sticks on the other side. Oh boy, Scary Olive, you're up against Gymnast next. Good luck to you. Jim, a very scary runner, excels at both the vanilla game of Wind Waker and Wind Waker HD. I believe top 10 of SD and what is it, second or third place in HD?
Yeah. He was a world record holder in both games at many points. Well, in SD he was world record holder one time, and in HD he's obviously been world record holder at many different times.
And I think Linkus is also in the tournament.
Yeah, definitely. I've seen him in there. Don't think he's done a race yet.
I don't think so. Oh, Dev5ter going for the out of bounds strat. I don't think this is going to. Well, maybe. Yeah, it'll work. Assuming the water doesn't come up too early. Yeah, this'll be fine.
Did Dev5ter get the chest here that Zombie God is getting right now?
Yeah, I think so.
Okay.
Yeah, Montgold saying he did.
Awesome.
So who all's in your group, Trog?
Let's see. I got Joy Sparks, Al, Tato Mech, and Bright Wolves.
Oh, wow.
So that's a good group.
Bright Wolves I'm not real familiar with for vanilla, but he's actually pretty darn good at the randomizer.
Yeah, and I've been looking at some of these randomizer times. They're all pretty fast, so I'm thinking I definitely am not going to be sleeping on anyone here. That would be my doom for sure.
I'm kind of scared of Neef and Epic Yoshi, but before this tournament I'd never heard of Mosh Jarkus.
Yeah.
Who knows?
It's cool though. We get to see a lot of people, new faces, seeing how they approach the game, see what they bring to the table.
You know, the new players could be some of the scariest.
Exactly.
Some new person just comes out of nowhere and it's like, yeah, you know all those top players from before? Yeah. Turns out I'm like way better than.
Yeah, take a look at this. So still no bow. They're gonna have to be mindful. Coming through Tower of the Gods is kind of annoying without bow because there's random chests throughout this dungeon that you won't have access to that you'll have to remember to come back to. And I know I've had a history of forgetting to come back to chests like these.
Yeah, especially that one on the first floor is easy to forget.
Yes. So I believe after this command melody statue, they have technically access to the mini boss one as well. And then what else do they have access? I guess they could go up all the. I guess they could go all the way up. They have command melody. They just can't beat Godan. No, they can't.
You can't get the statue across.
Right. So actually, yeah, isn't this the last chest they have access to then? Because they won't be able to get the second statue over.
Yeah, I think that the last chest is the mini boss.
Interesting.
What? Is he quitting now? Why?
You can't do the mini boss because you can't use the small statue. You need the bow to move the platforms.
No, but you can place the big statue on it.
Oh yeah, you could do that. Oh, that's annoying.
I think that's the intended way to do it.
Well, but then you have to. But then if you don't get the bow in there, you have to come back later and redo the second statue again.
Yeah, but what if it's vanilla?
Yeah. So Dev5ter making a little bit of a gamble here, I think.
Did we even find anything in Tower of the Gods yet?
No, I don't think we found anything good here.
Also, where was Note to Mom?
Note to Mom, I believe, was in Forsaken Fortress.
Ah. So, yeah, that's...
They... We're running out of locations to check at this point. Honestly, Zombie God is making the... I feel like is making the right call here. There's a very good chance that this could be like a vanilla bow or something like the hookshot.
Yeah.
I'm running out of options. I think they're running out of options, really.
They are. I can't think of anything else they can do right now that hasn't been.
The hookshot would give them access to a couple locations, give them access to like Diamond Step. I think that's actually it at this point. I think it's the only thing that really would open up any more chests besides the bow.
Oh, yeah.
They could get Iron Boots, and that would open up some of Wind Temple.
Yeah, like, it's kind of the same situation there, though, as it is Tower of the Gods, where you can't complete it.
Exactly. Yeah. This seed is already kind of becoming a bit of a brain bender. Definitely more of a puzzle than of anything.
Well, hey, that's the beauty of Randomizer. It's a new puzzle every single time.
And sometimes the puzzles are easy and it's just a matter of execution, and sometimes you get some like this where you really gotta think about what options you have and what's the best call.
Well, I'm sure they both probably have trackers. I don't actually have one up, but, you know, just offhand, I can't think of anything in logic.
Yeah, I would be a bit surprised here if the mini boss does not have something.
You know,
because if this has nothing, he's gonna have to. If this does not have bow, he has to save warp out at this point.
Yeah. Remember back before we had trackers and we had to do everything off of the non-spoiler log?
Oh, it's Iron Boots! Yes! This seed has just become amazing. Alright, off to Wind Temple we go. This is hilarious.
You know, we called it amazing, but I would not want this seed.
This is a troll seed if I've seen one. I love it. Hey, he's gonna have to get the heck out of here.
Oh, man.
This seed just became awesome.
Poor Dev5ter. Oh, that's a long trek.
So this seed is refusing to give our runners the bow. They need the bow to beat Tower of the Gods and to open up a lot more locations. And so they had to go into Tower of the Gods. The only locations they had left was Tower of the Gods, and they had to do that without the bow. And the very last chest that they had access to gave them Iron Boots, which now gives them access to a few chests in Wind Temple. They won't be able to full clear Wind Temple until they get the hookshot. So now...
Watch bow be in the Wind Temple and then hookshot being upstairs to Tower of the Gods.
Yep. My mischievous grin is starting to emerge.
I think we think similarly enough. What do you think?
Yeah. I'm thinking we can go... This seed can get very trolly very quick.
Vanilla light arrows, anybody?
Yeah, so this was an absolutely guaranteed double dip of Tower of the Gods. And potentially Wind Temple here. Unless he gets the hookshot in Wind Temple.
Also, wait, you said there's a task-only strat. How did they get past the you know, without the bow?
Yes. There's a very complicated chest storage strategy to carry the statue across the gaps in that canyon there. It's pretty entertaining and very precise. There's a video of it somewhere I made years back.
Did you do it in your tasks?
No, it's not. It's by no means faster, but
rip. I would do like a low percent. Well, I guess you need bombs.
It's just one of those very obscure things that have absolutely no purpose that I happen to know about.
Well, you know, unless you have a situation like this.
Right. I guess that would be a pretty decent call. I don't know. It is. There's nothing about it that's task only, the chest storage movement, but it seems like the situation where you'd want to use it is very minimal. I might. Had I been comfortable doing it. Oh, there's our hook shot. All right.
French vanilla hook shot.
Not bad. So Wind Temple now fully open to us.
Oh man, Dev5ter's gonna feel really bad though when he finds out that he has to go back and get that last chest.
Yes. And he's going to have to immediately go right back out because there's no way, unless he decides to clip into Wind Temple or something crazy, he's going to have to go all the way out for that one chest and then immediately leave.
Can you even get past the first room? Like, you can get the first chest without iron boots, but can you get past that?
Yeah, there's not... Well, I guess it's a matter of... No, yeah, you could easily do that. You just need to throw Makar across, have him lower the upside-down vents, and then you can use some leaf pumps to leaf across from switch.
True. I can't leaf pump to save my life, so I always forget that's a thing. I really need to learn to do that at some point. I think I just have it so ingrained into my muscle memory to press 2 buttons at the same time that kind of messes me up.
So now the real big question with the seed, when it comes down to the seed, is where the heck is the bow? The bow needs to be found at some point, and if Wind Temple here is filled with garbage,
then it's down to Diamond Step, basically.
Yeah, basically.
You know, I've been noticing, though, lately, is that the bow always seems to be the last thing you get. Or one of the last.
Yeah, quite often, it seems like. I think it's a lot of the time because there's just a lot of alternatives to it in many situations, but there are still few things that are absolutely it's required for.
I feel so bad for Dev5ter, though.
Well, it's always a learning experience. I've certainly made my fair share of oversights like this, and it's not exactly obvious. Like, it wasn't obvious to me just in this commentary today that the mini boss would be in logic. It is very much a puzzle. You have to think about it.
Oh, I am the type who does not like skipping anything. Though we will have to ask him about that chest that had the heart container, because I hope he knows.
So a lot of runners, there's a handful of ways to approach Wind Temple. A lot of runners nowadays start to reveal this warp pod up here and that's pretty much just because of one of the new changes to the randomizer that the companions like Medley and Makar will follow you through warp pods. So if you open this warp pod early, you can save warp after you collect a couple chests, and he'll disappear right for you when you go through the warp pod.
I cannot hit that thing with fire arrows. I just can't.
Zombie God doing interesting routing where he goes through this part backwards. I haven't considered this before. Though I don't see any reason why it's slow.
Oh.
Equipping the squid mask, of course.
You know, one of the few things that I regret, though, is one of the few changes that I regret is that Lego made it so that you don't have to get the tingle tuner, like, ever.
Yeah.
And it's like,
It would be an
wow.
interesting setting if you could make it like a potentially required item occasionally. But
Yeah.
not all of us are going to have access to the tingle tuner, so it's fair enough.
Well, I mean, you can always just use Dolphin and use the, you know.
The emulator, the VBA emulator or whatever.
Yeah.
Yeah. Oh, Dev5ter falling.
I think that, Zombie God also did that same fall, didn't he?
Yeah.
At least he didn't fall all the way down, though. Ow.
Alright, we'll see if Dev5ter goes for any storage strategies here, or he's going to play it vanilla. No, he's pulling out the Wind Waker. He's going to go for it. See how quickly you can get storage.
So you kind of, if you're newer to storage, you want to be in the corner so that it pushes you off, because otherwise I think it's a frame perfect pullout and a frame perfect B press.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, for those of you that are new to storage, it's a matter of you need to pull out the Wind Waker as you climb a ledge in such a way that an object in front of the ledge, like this ledge here, ends up turning Link around. And that generally is between a 2 to 3 frame window to press the Wind Waker to get what's called a Wind Waker dive. And then from there, as you're diving, you have 1 frame to press B to cancel the Wind Waker to initiate storage. So it can be quite a precise trick and can take runners a few tries.
So is it frame perfect if you're not, like, having something push you off?
There are some situations where it can be frame perfect. Most of the time, though, like things like bombs, and pots and stuff like that, quite often they'll give you multiple frames. Bombs can quite often give you as many as 4 or 5 frames, just because bombs are so squishy that they can give you lots of opportunities for Wind Waker dives.
Oh, I think that he can probably. Yep.
Nice. So yeah, Dev5ter is having no problems with getting the Wind Waker dive, but it's having trouble with that frame perfect trick, which is understandable. All right, little onion boy, time to run. Nope, didn't run fast enough. These P-hats are not pleasant.
This whole dungeon was just poorly designed, honestly.
I love this dungeon. I think this dungeon is awesome. It's the one dungeon that doesn't feel super linear. I mean, Dragon Roost is in the Randomizer itself is the best, just because it's got so many keys and.
Oh no. Okay, he's good. Oh, I was kind of worried that he wouldn't be able to move because he stored the text. My favorite dungeon, personally, is Tower of the Gods.
What? Are you serious?
Yeah.
Are you meaning?
No, I actually enjoy it. I like the linearity, and I like how creative it is.
I like the linearity of it. I think that may be the first time I've ever heard that. I'm just kidding. I think if you just remove some of those cutscenes, I would like it a lot more.
Yeah, the cutscenes are kind of annoying, but the rest of it I enjoy.
Yeah. I think it got some interesting tricks to it. Kind of unique, too. But yeah, just sometimes the statues moving slowly to their pedestals can ruin the pacing. But Wind Temple does have some potential routing opportunities depending on small keys. There are 2 small keys in this dungeon, and so that means under certain situations you can end up skipping one of the small keys. In particular, you try to set it up in such a way that you avoid this room that Zombie God is in, because this room is the worst ever. Very slow to get through.
Yeah, now that I think about it, I'm going to mention that to Lago, because I've had this a few times where you have to do this room without the bow. Mirror Shield.
So that gives us access to 1 location. Earth Temple is not going to be required this seed, so we don't need to worry about any of the dungeon location, any of the items in there, but we do have access to Angular Island now, which could hilariously be the bow. But yeah, like as I was saying before, there are certain routing opportunities to that you can gain. You can have the knowledge of knowing that the last small key is going to be in that mini Armos room, and it's quite often good to skip that one.
Yeah. You know, Scary Olive, I actually, back when we were making the...
Zombie God is going for a frame-perfect jump slash there. Normally, runners will use a bomb on the very last panel there. Makes it very... But he was going for the task strat, where you don't even use a bomb and you do a frame-perfect jump slash.
Yeah.
To skip falling down here, but...
Fun fact, though, I actually, when we were making the, flags, I put up quite a fight about puzzle secret caves. I did not want those things in there.
Yeah.
But I got outvoted. I actually kind of wanted miscellaneous and key lunacy too.
Miscellaneous would have been pretty good, but...
It added too much time.
Mm-hmm. And there's our second small key.
Plus, even if they had been allowed in first tournament, speed gaming kind of put the 3-hour time limit, so that never would have happened.
And without a race mode, 3 hours was never gonna be guaranteed. You could get some seriously trolly seeds in the old settings. And not even like the good kind of trolls, just like looking for one Master Sword upgrade in one dungeon at the end of one dungeon, then another Master Sword upgrade in the end of another dungeon.
Or, the good old Earth Temple, Wind Temple gamble.
Yep. What a classic.
That's what ended up making the grand finals game 2 was the Earth Temple, Wind Temple gamble.
And one thing that I'm noticing about a lot of with the new race mode settings is that the races just in general are just so much more competitive and so much closer. I think they provide better accuracy towards how good the runners are towards game knowledge, routing, and skill all together.
Yeah, because at least you know which dungeons are required.
Right. Yeah, I'm all about adding more locations. I just think that some of them need to be modified to make them a little bit faster. Like, I would love to add in some of the spoil stuff, but lower the requirements down from, instead of needing 20 of the certain item, only needing like 5 or 3 or something like that.
Already?
What's that?
I know for sure I heard that had been done.
I've figured out how to implement that for Golden Feathers. It's not hard to do it for all the other ones, I just haven't had time to really do that. But yeah, it's definitely possible, and it's something I could add if I wanted to. The annoying thing about modifying it is that there's a bunch of text boxes associated with how many of the item you need to give them.
I mean, other text boxes have been modified. I can't see that being an issue.
Ooh, Zombie God, be careful. The Dark Nuts jump slash, parry jump slash is one of the strongest attacks in the game. It does 2 hearts of damage. It's one of the only attacks in the entire game that even does that much.
Yeah, even Ganon doesn't.
I think he has one attack that does 2 hearts, but it's pretty hard to get hit by. But yeah, pretty much nothing in this game does more than 1 heart. And of course, the legendary exception to that being the big fat pig on Windfall, or on Outset, that does 3 hearts of damage, which is the strongest enemy in the entire game.
Including Ganon.
Yep. Fat pig is confirmed stronger than Ganondorf.
True final boss. So catalytic, that kind of goes against the whole point of why Grace Mode was made.
I think, but it's like, I guess I could see their point. I mean, it's like, the dungeons, you still need to enter the dungeons for it to be required, but, it's, you can potentially, I guess, gamble to skip the boss itself, but, I don't know. I think it would be, ooh, gotta, careful, zombie god. Okay.
I guess. But that is kind of the case. We just made it. Well, it's not random though. But
well, I guess it's, the Triforce shards are so bad. Yeah.
I think it goes priority of Triforce shards, then swords, then bow, then hookshot.
Mm-hmm. I think the one I personally still really like dungeon bosses just having the Triforce shards, because those of you that had to deal with old race modes, old race settings that we did for the last tournament know how annoying finding Triforce shards are, because they could be literally anywhere. It's just like having 4 extra ice rods scattered around. It definitely reduced a lot of the competitive nature of the randomizer. It's a matter of finding a good balance between randomness and skill. And I think having the shards at the end of dungeons is a good balance for that.
Yeah, as soon as I found out race mode was a thing, I just, I tried to get in contact with Fiesel, but I actually ended up just making the call on my own and decided if he didn't like it, then I'd deal with the consequences later.
Yeah. Anyways, as we were looking at, Dev5ter is making the right call here, knowing that something has to be hidden here behind the mini-boss of Tower of the Gods. So he had to climb all the way back up here just for this one location, and he's probably at this point hoping that it's the bow so he can just finish the dungeon, but alas, he is going to be bitterly disappointed to receive the iron boots, which will force him to head to Wind Temple.
Yeah.
And Zombie God here is on the last item here in Wind Temple, and I don't think he's really gotten that much. So this is the last item here that Zombie God has left to check. So if no bow here, then I mean, we're looking at Diamond Step at this point. And Angular. True. I've never had to do this room without bow, and I can already look at this. Already just looks like an absolute nightmare.
Any room with wizrobes without the bow is miserable.
I think probably I would approach this room. I would probably just go in and out until I get good enough RNG that the wizrobe spawns on the ground, just so I can kill it in one jump slash quick spin. Don't have to deal with sniping it. Because that wizrobe can be an absolute pain trying to kill with a hookshot.
What's even more of a pain is when this room decides to despawn one of the enemies out of bound because it doesn't count it as death.
Yeah. Dev5ter fully aware now where he needs to go. probably a bit miffed about what this seed has been doing to him.
I mean, it was a good gamble. This seed, it was the wrong gamble.
Yeah. But we'll see what's in this last chest in Wind Temple here. Well, let's see if it spawns first. Nope. I think he's getting trolled. Nope, there he goes. that chest is never great.
You know, I know it makes no difference whatsoever.
There it is, the bow.
Yep. But I do wonder if it, that thing that Jim found with the Morth hover, I wonder if it counts the Morths as dead still if you do that. Makes no difference whatsoever, but I'm just curious now.
So we'll see what Zombie God's next play is here. Gonna take this room the vanilla way. You can get across this gap here with some precise leafing and a ledge grab, but it can be quite precise, and I've seen a lot of runners lose a lot of time to this, so I can respect the decision here to do this the vanilla way.
Yeah, unless you're completely comfortable with that, I wouldn't recommend it.
Yeah, this is one of those tricks that you can have good days or bad days on. Or you can nail it every single time in practice, and then all of a sudden,
well, or you can just get hit by a bokoblin and knocked down.
Yeah, those Armos were quite blocking him there. They were definitely not giving him anything to go off of.
Also, Dev5ter entering Wind Temple as Zombie God's finishing.
Yep,
kind of shows you just how long Tower of the Gods can be.
So at this point, if we want to be entering Go mode, we need to be seeing both of our sword. We have 2 more bow upgrades to get. After that, we are all good to go. I personally would be looking towards just going straight to Tower of the Gods now. There's really... Just go ahead and full clear Tower of the Gods and hope that you'll find both bow upgrades in the last locations. But
yeah, that's kind of a thing. But vanilla light arrows are on... Or even, fire and ice arrows, actually.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, this is unfortunate a little bit just because the fire and ice arrows will open up a few more locations, and so they'll have to make the decision whether or not to check those. Almost all the fire and ice arrow locations are very slow, so they're never fun to check.
Also, enjoy the Mulgara music.
Let's see if we get any air snipes. Alright, air snipe. See if he gets it. Yeah, he gets one. Gonna go for quick kill? Nope. Gonna go for another air snipe here. He had a good setup to go for a quick kill there, but perhaps he doesn't know it. And second air snipe. Will he get it? Very nice. 2 for 2.
And that's Mulgara dead.
Very good fight. Those air snipes are not as easy as they look.
So yeah, I kind of agree with you. I'd go Tower of the Gods, get all the chests in there, defeat the boss, and then make your call from there.
Yeah, we could even. You know what we could see? Like I'm putting my mischievous hat back on.
Fire and Ice Arrows and Vanilla Light Arrow chest.
Yes, that is correct. That is a possibility. We could see fire and ice arrows in the light arrow chest and the maze chest. That would be an epic troll to finish the seed off.
I like how you think.
It has happened. Woofer played a practice seed once where he ended up getting light arrows or getting fire and ice arrows in the maze chest. So the seed it can be evil enough to give it to you.
We do still have a few other locations though that we can check. Other than Tower of the Gods. So I wonder if they'll do the maze chest or if they'll go clear the rest of the overworld. Fire or Ice Mountain, or there's also 2 places on Windfall Creep and the Transparent Chest, and then also the Needle Rock.
Mm-hmm. Zombie God doing what I was thinking would be the good call here. Honestly, in my opinion, full clear, like go moding Tower of the Gods doesn't really save that much time anyways. So it's good to, if you have the opportunity to full clear Tower of the Gods, just to go into there. In the hopes that, he'll get lucky at this point and get both bow upgrades in here. Thankfully, not forgetting this one.
Really want Fire and Ice Arrows in the maze chest, though. So, Zelda's on, I'd say, what, 2 to 3 hours? On average,
yeah.
Hour and a half if you get a really good seed.
Yeah, hour and a half. If you get like a 1-3x, it's a very good seed. Sub 130 is possible, albeit very rare. You need some really good luck and some very good execution.
Yeah, it's not that bad. So, usually for newer players like me, you have 4-hour seeds, but even then, that's not too off.
Yeah, no. Yeah, the race mode settings are generally, if you're looking just to, you've had a long day at work or something, you want to just play the game for a little bit, these are good settings just to have a sit down and play a couple hours.
Yeah, plus you can turn on and off settings just by your preference.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, if you want to go crazy, you can have 10, 15-hour seeds if you go everything.
Or you can, make it shorter, give yourself more Triforce shards, or get rid of secret caves or dungeons even, which I actually usually did when playing casually. But, wouldn't be a Zelda game without dungeons. So Don, there are alternate models, and this particular model is Fado, and that's just how Fado looks. Also, yes, be sure to follow all the Speed Gaming channels. There's Speed Gaming 236, and there's, if you speak a foreign language, there's Speed Gaming Espanol, Speed Gaming Francais, Speed Gaming Deutsch, and Speed Gaming Portuguese.
When will Speed Gaming Hillian become a thing?
When humans learn to speak Hylian. Ow. So Snake is a little broken still. The bow can break it on console.
Yeah, he's still in development. I believe the person that was using him last time had access to a development version. And he was playing him on console, so I know it can work.
Yeah, I mean, I actually have access to the model too. It's online.
Okay.
It's not safe.
But so worth it.
I also think there's a Kamali in development. I don't know why that's not in there yet. Because that'd be really fun to play.
Grandma has been an instant favorite for me, for sure.
Cass has also been added too.
Nice.
Ooh.
Well, that was convenient.
Yes, Zelda. They can be played on Dolphin, they can be played on Wii, they can be played on Wii U. I've heard stories that it can be played on GameCube, but I can't confirm that myself.
Yeah, I think you can. It can. It's just you need some crazy old the gear that you need for it to work is not easy. Yeah, I think the Dev5ter is actually playing on Dolphin right now, so no issues with that.
And you're also allowed to use the Tingle Tuner, whether that's via an actual Tingle Tuner or via, playing on Dolphin and playing on with the VBA thing.
So the second time Zombie God had to rescue this statue here. Getting a lot of love this seed. Getting rescued twice. And that was absolutely required. The seed required him to rescue this statue twice, which is annoying.
Yeah. Also, unlike most randomizers, all known glitches are in fact allowed. Only one banned in advance is, barrier skip. Which is barrier skip.
In theory, though, even if it was a thing, I mean, it would only unlock one extra location. Wouldn't be a very good gamble.
True, I suppose.
I wouldn't honestly see a reason with adding it if even if it became a thing.
Then again, I guess you need the full Master Sword to get down there, don't you?
Yeah. And the full Triforce, so... In race mode, at least. In race mode, that means all the dungeons, so, I mean... I don't see anything wrong with it. So I would be a bit surprised here if we don't see at least one more bow upgrade in Tower of the Gods. The city could be a little bit trolly and force them to go to Angular Island to get the second bow upgrade.
Yeah. Also, Zelazon, that would be item sliding, I believe, and no, that's HD exclusive.
Yeah, you can play the original version of this game on the Wii U with homebrew stuff. But the randomizer, there is no randomizer for the HD version.
Maybe someday.
Maybe someday.
Item sliding with, randomizer would actually be pretty cool. Don't you think?
I think it'd be okay. I think it'd be a bit broken, but if you have logic specifically for it, I think it'd be interesting.
I mean, storage is kind of broken in its own way, too. As long as you're banning barrier skip, in HD, or even if you just have it, normal, like this in HD, it wouldn't be too big a...
Yeah. I guess just in my opinion, I think that storage itself doesn't... There are sequence breaks you can do with it, but they're somewhat minor in most cases. I think item sliding could potentially allow for a lot more. But who knows? It's hard to say.
Really, the only extremely broken thing with item sliding is barrier skip.
Yeah.
Ugh. Just can you imagine if they just like made a port to the Switch and just decided to put in storage again?
They just accidentally add it back in or something.
Just give us a game with storage and item sliding.
Yeah, no. What'll end up happening is they'll fix item sliding, but they'll accidentally add back in storage.
And then they'll add in something even more broken than item sliding.
Exactly.
Just added a wrong word by accident.
Oh my god. Good old Nintendo, fixing glitches but making things worse.
Oh gosh, my god.
Storage sliding. Oh man.
Imagine if that just got found by accident. Like somebody did storage and like just had a GameCube controller hiccup and suddenly went flying across the ocean.
Oh. This skill room is easily one of the worst rooms in the game. It's somewhat simpler now that there's faster climbing animations on the ladders, because before, climbing the ladders could be really annoying. Those keys quite often like to knock you off as you climb up.
Also, did Zombie God get all the chests that required the bow? I think so.
Yeah, I think he's got one chest left. He's got the big key chest, and then we got just go down left at this point.
Gosh. Oh, it could be kind of funny though if it was also something like Cabana Deed down in the,
Yeah, we have yet to see the deed. That is a good point. That could be another curveball to throw at them. The deed does unlock 2 locations.
And just have like the fire and ice arrows there, and then the light arrows somewhere locked by the fire arrow.
Yeah. As a reminder, my friends, upon Zombie God beating Tower of the Gods, the Ganon's Tower maze chest is in logic. And there are still 2 items left, so this is probably one of the best odds we've had this tournament for a Ganon's Tower maze required seed. We have 2 potential items for it to be in. That's pretty good odds.
Oh my gosh, I want it so bad now.
I guess you could also consider Cabana. I mean, I'm putting on my full troll face right now. I'm saying Cabana Deed in the maze chest.
What
It could
else
happen.
happened?
I think at this point, that's probably... Well, we could get power bracelets. Would that unlock anything exclusive?
I don't think so.
I don't think so. So yeah, but I mean, like, Cabana Deed, maze chest. That's a great opportunity here, guys.
We're evil.
Diamond Step would be a good place to go to at this point.
There's Diamond Step. Do Angular. I think that's it.
Yeah.
So we have very good odds that there is something required in the maze chest.
Whoa, what happened to the hand there? Like teleported. Never seen that before.
Good coding.
I mean, this whole boss is excellent example of good coding. The real strategy behind this boss, you kill the hands and then you kill the eyes. The hands go on timers when they respawn, and sometimes you'll get unlucky and you'll get a really short timer and they'll just respawn immediately. And so you'll get these situations where the hands just constantly keep respawning and gets really annoying real quick.
Although, fun fact, if you use fire or ice arrows, it'll one-shot the hands.
Yeah, that is a very nice strategy. Overall, pretty good fight. Didn't run out of arrows. That's a pretty common occurrence, is you'll just run out of arrows and you'll have to get the infamous snot arrows where he sneezes out arrows for you. All right.
Really?
This is a great opportunity, Zombie God. You're right there. The warp is open. Are you going to just dip into Maze Chest hoping for
I mean, I
fire
think
and ice
in
arrows?
this version it still has the has it where you get warped down there automatically anyway.
Yeah.
Though it has been fixed in the dev build.
Oh, yeah, I forgot about that. So I guess if you save warp out, though, could you avoid it? I guess you could. If you save warp out of Tower of the Gods instead of taking the warp here. I would avoid it at least. I wonder if there's a frame opportunity actually to pull out the Wind Waker. A lot of the time with these kind of 2 layered cutscenes, you can get a frame to pull out Wind Waker or do something else. But fixing the dev version is not, don't really have to worry about it. Zombie God saying no to the gamble. Gonna delay going to Maze Chest.
Oh, Zombie God, please, we want to see what's there.
Dev5ter needs to make that call, honestly.
By the time he does, Zombie God will probably have either found his fire and ice arrows or will have already gone there.
Potentially, yeah. Zombie God certainly having the advantage this seed. The gamble like Maze Chest could put him back into a even placing.
More even, at least.
Yeah, it's hard to say. Well, it depends on how much Zombie God checks here.
There's only 3 locations he can check.
Oh, you're right. He's got Diamond Step, which gives him 2. And then what else? He's got
Angular.
And then he has the maze. So this is actually we're looking at a 1 in 4 chance of having Maze Chest required at this point.
Oh boy. Who else is hoping for this?
Yep. This could be big. Now, the likelihood of fire and ice arrows being in here are pretty high, so I'm not going to get all super excited here, but it could happen.
Oh, also, another fun thing to look forward to. You remember those annoying enemies, the Mighty Dark Nuts in Hyrule 3?
Mm-hmm. Oh, yeah. Didn't that become a location?
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Sadly. I never... What? That thing can grab bombs? I did not know that.
All right, chest number 1 of 4. Oh! Of course.
Garbage.
Oh, Zombie God. This is cool. I have not seen this before. No way. That's awesome. I am stealing that strategy. That is a cool bomb boost. Taking notes. That's why I love Randomizer. There's the deed. All right.
It can still be vanilla light arrows.
Yep. We have now access to several more locations, so the odds of it being main chest required are like 1 in 10 now or something like that.
There's 7 locations I want to say that opens up.
Yeah, that sounds about
So
right.
8 locations, so a 9th in Hyrule. Yeah, I want to say 9 locations are open now.
Dev5ter getting nailed by those fans there. Gotta be careful when you're doing that out of bounds clip there. The fans are running, you want to make sure you approach it really low.
So yeah, 1 in 9 chance that it's light arrows.
Yep. Not nearly as epic as Fire and Ice arrows, because then you would have to double dip back into Ganon's tower, but still, I'm looking for as much troll as possible.
Same. Dev5ter apparently, well, going for the strat at least.
Yeah, that is a pretty tough strat. Okay, so 2 chests in here for the Cabana. We have a good chance of it. Looking again for the light arrows before he goes down to Hyrule 3 and beats the game.
Stupid rats.
Zombie God trying to do a little trick here to hit the pegs through the walls and skip me to go down into the sewers, the lower levels.
It's the second one. Alright. And let's see what's here.
So chest number 1 in here, what do we got?
Ow. Power
bracelets?
I don't actually think that opens anything with Earth Temple not being required.
Yep. They're pretty interesting timing to get those when they're absolutely useless at this point. We got about to check the second chest here. I would expect him to probably do some little bit of an arc here. He's going to go to Ice Ring and then do Angular Island. They're all right next to each other.
Yeah, probably. Just a golden feather here.
A little bit of a yellowish tint, but not the yellow tint he's looking for.
For a second, I thought it was the light arrows. Also, Dev5ter on Mulgara now.
See how his fight goes. If he goes for any air snipes or anything.
You know, how does Link drink grandma's soup through that mouthpiece?
An invisible straw, I think. It's the only explanation. So that chest that Zombie God just unfroze is not required. It is considered, I believe, a miscellaneous chest. But he will use it regardless. It is required in a sense for the strategy that Zombie God is using, where he just uses it as a little bit of a stepping stone.
Anytime you can avoid ice physics is a good time to avoid ice physics.
I agree.
Just an orange rupee. Those odds looking ever better.
The odds are slowly increasing towards a main chest. I want to be the commentator for the first one that had it in a tournament seed.
Oh,
You know
hey,
what
it
can
worked for
happen.
both of us if it's today.
Yeah. We'll go in. All of you in chat will be able to say you were there the first time May's chest was required. Ooh,
In
good
a
air
tournament
snipe.
match.
A good fight from Dev5ter there.
Alright, come on, nothing in here, please. Please. I think after this, there's only 3 other chests in the overworld left.
He's got Fire Mountain. He's got the Lighthouse 2 locations.
Yep.
And he's got Needle Rock.
Oh, Needle Rock, so 4.
So 1 in 5 chance, assuming nothing's in here.
I don't want to get my hopes up, but at the same time, I really want
They
it.
just slowly start increasing the more we see garbage.
Only time you're happy to see garbage.
All right, what do we got? And we have garbage. All right. One step closer.
Oh my goodness, this is getting so exciting.
So he's probably going to go to Windfall next. That's probably the fast place for him to go.
Yep, going to Windfall.
All right, so this has a good chance. These are there's 2 items here that he has access to. The Fire and Ice arrows. Also, being mindful, this is game awareness, knowing that during nighttime, the beetle shop here at Windfall sells arrows. So very wise decision here.
Beetle only shows up at Windfall at nighttime, I think.
Yeah, actually, you're right. I think that's true. Yes. Bit odd, really.
I think one of the NPCs mentions that at nighttime there's a strange ship or something.
Hmm.
Well, since I've mentioned that, I have never been able to find that NPC again because I can't remember which of the, 30 on Windfall it is.
Right. All right, here we go. We got another location coming up. Let's see if he gets the snipe through the windmill.
Yep.
Very nice.
Garbage at creep. Garbage at creep. Come on, guys. Is it one of the map fishes? Oh, maybe the map fish at Windfall.
That would make sense. All right, Creeb, what garbage you got for us? That's garbage.
Okay.
Right.
1 in 3?
We got 3 left.
You know, how do you feel when you're at this point?
Oh, I would be getting annoyed at this point. A bit nervous. Where the heck is my opponent? Why have they not finished yet? I'm 2 hours and 10 minutes into the seed. All right.
Garbage, 1 and 2.
Yes. All right, 2 locations. And then they'll have to go into Ganon Sour.
My God, please.
So we have this Fire Mountain one here, and then we got the Needle Rock one. That's it.
Oh.
1 in 3.
I keep forgetting Needle Rock. Needle Rock's kind of my Trog Island.
Oh, getting all the snipes correct?
Yeah.
Yeah. I like that island, it's just slow. That's the only issue with it.
I can't snipe to save my life. Because I'm used to gyro aiming, and so, like,
Right.
C-stick aiming's just like, what face? Come on, nothing here, nothing here.
Yeah, we could be at 50-50 chance at this point. Let's see it.
Please. We've been wanting it since first tournament, and we've come so close a couple times, but it just hasn't happened.
All right.
No!
All right. Off we go. Until just have to wait another time.
So close.
But at 2 hours, 11 minutes, and 35 seconds, Zombie God is now in go mode. Off to Ganon's Tower.
Whose side are you on, Mongol?
Definitely one of the best odds we've had in a while. We were sitting at a 33% chance. That's pretty good.
You know, maybe Dev5ter will give us the, check. Firestar for Vanilla Light Arrows.
Yeah, there was a 33% chance that the chest here in Ganon's Tower could have been the light arrows. And we always vote for that one just because it's the trolliest location in the seed. And we're all a bunch of trolls.
I think I started that meme. I think I was the one that was like, it would be really cool if this happened, and then everybody just started rooting for it. Oh, man.
Nothing too exciting going on at this point. Dev5ter is just going to finish up Tower of the Gods and be disappointed with the lack of items here. He will need to end up going to
Diamond Step, then Fire.
Diamond Step. Yep. But we'll see how Zombie God does at this point. This is execution based at this point. How fast you can beat Papagani and Ganondorf. He is equipping the boomerang, so I'm guessing he's gonna probably just play it normal. Maybe he feels like he has a decent advantage over his opponent.
Possibly. I mean, he'd
Or
be
just
correct.
I believe that attack also does 2 hearts of damage. It's another one of those very powerful random attacks.
Oh, the red balls?
The spin, like when they surround you.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. I think that's 2.
Oh yeah, it could be just using it for the keys. That's a good point. I'm not used to having boomerang, so I forget that they have other uses besides just bringing down the strings.
Hey, Trog.
Hey.
Since you're the guy who knows everything about this game practically, we were wondering the other day,
Mm-hmm.
is it possible to do this third statue without the leaf?
Yeah, totally. Use bomb boost over the lasers.
You can bomb boost over them?
Yeah, it's easy. I've done it many times, and I think I've done it in tournament too.
Can you do it without leaf or command melody?
Yeah. If you do bomb boost on both sides, bomb boost over, call the statue, bomb boost back.
That makes perfect sense.
Easy. Even use a tingle bomb if you happen to have a tingle tuner. Without bombs, though, maybe some crazy leaf clip or something. I don't know. All right, going for the snipes. Need 3 of them to get rid of the first phase. First phase pretty much being the most important one to get done quickly.
Nice. Ooh, just missing that.
Yeah, there's a lot of cool strategies you can use with Puppygan to speed them up. Really kind of showcases players' skill with their MLG capabilities. Wow, going for a second snipe just in case. Hoping, spamming wildly. Ooh, that was close. Zombie God going for a lot of quick strategies on the pup again.
Oof.
Wow. All right. And a pup again. I'm going to climb the string of many minutes. And off to fight Ganondorf. I tried desperately to figure out how to speed up the animation on the rope climbing, but whenever I would try to speed up that animation, it would cause all sorts of glitchy effects. So,
Well, I
still
mean,
stuck with it.
the whole turning while swinging on the rope also took forever to figure out how to do.
Oh yeah, that was a nightmare.
But it got done eventually.
Yeah, I'm happy how it turned out.
I wish we could shorten this room just a bit because I hate heights and it bothers me whether it's vanilla or randomizer. Like, I know it's just a game, but I don't like it.
Alright, Zombie God. Fully equipped, ready. Beat the crap out of this dude. He's even equipping the magic armor. What a swag monster.
Just as Dev5ter's on the finished off Godan.
Magic armor, the ultimate swag in this fight. It's actually super useful though because it lets you you get to keep, you're guaranteed to keep your double damage. So you're guaranteed to get a fast fight on this. All right.
GG.
And 2 hours, 21 minutes, and 46 seconds. We have Zombie God coming in first. A somewhat trolly seed, I would say. GG's. And we'll see if he's available for commentary.
Yep, I'll go ahead and invite him.
Now, Dev5ter, check to see what's inside the Ganon's Maze test.
Yep. But just sent the invite link to Zombie God.
And Zombie God, GG's.
Who picked the seed, dude?
I did.
Never again, Math Girl. You're not allowed.
We were very much rooting for the maze chest.
Yeah, I was.
It was so close. We were counting the odds. It was at 33%.
Oh, I was getting
Bitterly disappointed, I'm sure you were to not have to do it.
Oh yeah, for sure.
Well, besides that,
I was thinking of vanilla bow.
yeah. But that was the thing, is that we were at a point that we knew that mini boss chest had to have something, and we were thinking, well, it'll probably be bow, and then it'll go back to normal. But then we started putting our troll faces on. It's like it could be iron boots, and that would mean you'd have to go do Wind Temple beforehand. And we ended up having that. How do you feel about that?
It was so bad, dude. Oh. Going into the mid-boss in Wind Temple and having to hit the dude with the hook shot just over and over and over.
Oh,
so
yeah.
Annoying.
Yeah, I have not seen a bow I have given that late in a while, so... Well,
Disgusting.
regardless, it was a very entertaining race. We're sorry that you had to suffer a bit, but just know that we were certainly entertained by it.
Oh, I'm glad y'all enjoyed my pain. Oh, that was just miserable. I was like, it's gotta be both. Everything's gonna be fine. I'm not gonna have to go back to Tower of the Gods. And then I was like, I did Tower of the Gods, and like, I didn't know it just spawns you in the warp. Like, after finishing it and having all the Triforce pieces. And I was like, should I just go and do the puzzle? And I was like, I don't know where I'm at right. Like, I don't know what he's got. So I was like, oh, there's my webcam. Hello. What else is a struggle?
No, yeah, we were thinking the same thing here. I mean, we knew you were. I think that's been fixed in the development version of it, where it takes you immediately down. But yeah, we're like, you're there. I mean, it still very much could have been either fire and ice arrows or light arrows.
Oh, dude, I when I was looking for fire and ice arrows, I was like, it's gonna be the freaking maze chest to have fire and ice arrows to leave to go do
Right.
more stuff.
I was personally hoping for Cabana Deed at that point, but
Oh, dude, I just struggle.
well, regardless, everyone was cheering for it, but have to keep waiting, I think. Well, regardless, that is is this your first? Actually, don't know. Is this your first race for the tournament?
It is.
Well, how do you feel it went besides the trolls? As far as besides the trolls, how do you feel your gameplay was?
My movement sucked at the beginning. I fell right off the bat off of Cliff Plateau's island. I was like, oh, it's gonna be a good race. Double Magic was nice. I enjoyed Double Magic throughout everything. I was nervous that it took me like 35 minutes to go to like DRC. Like I was doing everything I could at a DRC, and I got Skullhammer, and I was like, yeah, he's gonna be done with DRC before I even started. And then Grandma's suit gave grapple hook, and I was like, I feel much better.
Right. Yeah, we were wondering about at that point, because I think it's always a smart idea to try to delay Dragon Roost Cavern just in the hopes of getting a few other key items to speed it up. But yeah, it wasn't a point where we were wondering. You have Grandma, but Grandma's pretty slow to go to right now. But it was the right call to make, and you made a lot of the right calls. So overall, GG's again. Yeah, you guys were making a lot of the same calls.
That was just a stressful seed.
And it's just number 1, my friend. We're looking forward to seeing more of you, for sure.
God almighty, that was awful.
Yeah, and until we get more setup helpers figured out how to, create seeds, you're kind of stuck with me.
So so for your next race, do you think you're going to make any adjustments to what your gameplay or your strategy?
I like what I did. Windtibble could have gone a lot faster if I had the bow before the end of it. Forsaken Fortress could have been better. I didn't know my route for that. I just kind of got captured by the floor master. I didn't think that was fast.
Oh yeah.
I don't know. I thought I did okay, considering.
Yeah, no, it was a good show, good showing, good overall. I liked a lot of your routing decisions. I thought you made a lot of smart ideas, especially in the beginning. The sequence breaking you did in the beginning with Cliff Plateau worked out pretty well in your favor early on. With
when I was like, what is it? And I paused, and I was like, I don't see anything, and I unpaused, and all of a sudden I had a Master Sword, and I was like, oh, that's what it gave me.
Yeah.
I was like, okay, I'll take it.
And you also got a Pick-to-Box early too, which was nice.
Yeah, that was nice for when I went. I stayed at Windfall a while because I got Pick-to-Box, I did all that stuff, and all of a sudden I got Moblin's letter and delivery bag. Moblin's letter gave me, Maggie's letter gave me, Cafe Van.
Yeah, it kind of put you on a little bit of a fetch quest there for a while, but yeah, you got to do a lot. It was
2 locations remaining, which I meant to go to Needle Rock, but once I got Fire and Ice Arrows, I was like, "Ooh, Windfall sounds fun," and then I got Cabana, and I was like, "Okay, I could just do three islands back to back." So I just kind of left and forgot. I was like, "It's gonna be that."
Nope.
That was stressful. I did not enjoy that. Bad seed. Great.
Bad seed. Well, we certainly enjoyed it.
Yep. 4 bottles, dude. Magic armor. That was fun. I enjoyed magic armor for the final fight.
Oh yeah, we noticed that.
Oh yeah, you did have some really cool strategies throughout that. The bomb boost and diamond step I have not seen before. I like that a lot.
I was like, one day I was just playing it, and I was like, I wonder if you could bomb boost over, because I don't know how to do any other strat in there. And I was like, might as well try it. So that's
so the easiest way to go about it really is if you go back in the warp pot after you get that chest.
Yeah, the main way you can get on top of the thing, like the ledge. Is that what you're talking about?
No. So if you go back in that warp pot at the back edge near the where you would jump off, you can actually just fall through the floor.
Wow.
I think in some certain situations, though, in situations where you are in Diamond Step but you only have bombs accessible, that's a very good strategy that I'll definitely be picking up because, in combination to what I generally do in there is will speed up a lot of things. So it was cool to see.
I mean, generally, unless you're doing some rather significant sequence breaking in there, you're always going to have hook shot.
Well, no spoiler alerts, but I may end up be doing that.
I also backtracked through that like cyclone room and wind temple. I usually go backwards through that room.
Yeah, that was interesting. I haven't seen that.
Forward, it's just easier in my opinion. Whoa, what? Wow, I'm okay with watching the restream right now.
Oh yeah.
Oh yeah, you're done.
He's doing amazing strats in Command D.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, that's the thing.
Never seen that before.
And that's the cool thing. I'm learning new stuff. You're learning new stuff. Everyone's got their own stuff. It's cool.
I was like, this is gonna be a bow. This is gonna be a bow. And then it was a bottle, and I was like, are you kidding me?
Yep. And we all cheered, and I'm sure you groaned.
I was just like, it couldn't be that. It was, dude, it sucked.
But still, 221. That's not a bad time for what this gave you. Good step moving forward.
Considering I had to do literally like everything but 2 things, I thought I did okay.
Yeah, totally.
Your opponent is running out of locations. I think he's got the 2 windfall checks, Needle Rock, and then Fire Mountain. Or did he do the others? I don't know.
I don't think he has.
That
Maybe
was
not.
awful. I bet he was in the same boat I was with like going to Wind Temple, and I was like, when I got the hook shot, I was like, I could easily leave right now and go do the other stuff. I was like, but Windfall's got a lot of checks.
Exactly.
Interestingly enough, your opponent actually dipped out right before the mini boss in Tower of the Gods.
Right.
Oh.
Yeah, we weren't sure if that was a mistake or he didn't realize that was in logic yet, but we'll have to ask him when he comes back, if he comes in at commentary.
Probably just wanted to avoid having to do that twice.
Yeah.
Because he had a lot of checks left.
Yeah, I've never seen a seed where doing that second statue was required twice. That's a pretty terrible situation to be in.
I was like, I have to go back and do this again. I was like, thank God I didn't do the freaking hop. I didn't know that in the room with like the moving platform, the very first one, that like a whiz rope can spawn in there when you're supposed to go back to it.
Yeah.
I was like, why is there a whiz rope right here? I was not happy. Let's see, just ugh.
Hey, got to test you. I mean, that's a pretty good test.
Not happy.
But I'm sure you gained some game knowledge from it.
Definitely.
Yeah. Learn a couple things. Oh, another thing, if I may provide a minor bit of feedback, that you don't need, for the Pictobox, you don't need to go up to the upper gallery to unlock that door. You just need to talk to him.
Wow.
And then after you've talked to him, you can just immediately leave. Go through his like couple text boxes, and then the door unlocks.
That I didn't know. Okay.
Yeah. So that'll save you a couple.
I thought you, at one time, I thought you had to start the actual side quest, like get its first thing, and then it opens the door. And then I was
Yeah,
like,
see, that's what we all did.
Upstairs, and I was like, I'll just go with that.
Yeah, we were all doing that for a while. I know I did that, and then someone's like, yeah, you don't need to do that. And then my mind was blown.
Wait, don't need to do what?
Don't need to go up to that upper level to initiate that cutscene.
Ferocious. I bonked a lot. I fell off the island at the beginning. I was like, I would fall off the island at the beginning.
We do need to add
him. In that island, though, I threw the... No, did I? I don't even remember. I practiced this morning, throwing the stick to burn the wood in front of in the Cliff Plateau Island, so that way you could just like get storage and go up and then just like fall instead of clip.
Oh yeah. Mm-hmm.
I don't know what I just ended up doing. I might have clipped.
I think you did the clip. That worked out fine for you.
Sometimes you can fall though, And falling means you can't get the chest on the top. You have to go
Right. But overall, I think it worked out really well for you.
Yeah.
It was it was interesting for a while because the seed refused to give you the Deku Leaf, so it was hard to keep track of what was actually in logic for you and what wasn't, or what was actually considered a sequence break.
I went into DRC, of course, with grapple, but like my thought process was if I don't get anything in here, you can't really do much. And like once I went in there, I was like, okay, give me a key, give me another key, since I didn't want to have to like leaf pump over to where the boss key chest is.
Yeah. Well, you didn't even have Leaf at that point.
Exactly. So that's
yeah,
why
so
my goal was to get the keys first.
But even that, yeah, the keys ended up being nice for you guys, but I don't think it really had anything useful still. DRC was pretty pointless, which was surprising.
Yeah.
I think it had Leaf. No, it did have Leaf in the upper level. It ended up having it.
Forsaken Fortress had Boomerang, and I was hoping it was a bow. I almost went to Forsaken Fortress before having the Leaf and the grapple. I was gonna like do that first before I went to DRC, but then I got grappled. I was like, I'll just go to DRC. There's more stuff there.
So let's see. All that Dev5ter needs to do at this point is just go to Fire Mountain, and he is good to finish this seed.
Fire Mountain, my dude. Please.
This is the only. Once you get the fire and ice arrows, my heart starts to sink a bit because I know I have access to a bunch of very slow chests.
Right. I know he is probably as upset as me right now of how bad this seed was.
But it was so entertaining for everybody.
I could believe that. I think the most entertaining thing though was me on the Me channel making a me. That was great. I enjoyed that.
Oh man, that was pretty funny. Unfortunately, I didn't get to watch a lot of it because I was trying to set up 2 races.
Yeah, we were waiting on him to like get the SRL thing fixed or something. I was like, they're bored. I'm bored. Let's make a me.
So what was going on was your opponent actually didn't have a registered SRL account, so I had to help him get that.
I miss the days where we didn't have to register an SRL account back in like 2013.
You know, I'm considering just like, you know what? I wonder if we could do SRTVs, just like, it's better. Maybe next tournament.
I'm looking at your bracket here, Zombie God, your group. So you got Linkus in your group. I don't know who you're intending on playing next, but
whoever says, "Hey, anybody want to race?" Linkus actually has not talked in our group since we have started this, so I don't know what's up with him. I was hoping he would be offering because I'm ready to lose to him.
I've been trying to poke people in my group too, and nobody's actually responded. Except for Woofer. I already raced Woofer and got destroyed.
That's another one I would be worried about.
Well, I know Chevy was in the last tournament too, so I know he has some experience. So it'll be interesting. I don't know Nadeaj at all, but
oh, Ned, that's from Linkus's group.
Yeah, the only person I know is Linkus. The other.
Yeah, I know Chevy has done was in the last tournament, I believe. But the other two, yeah, I'm not sure. Well, the other person I don't know.
Oh, he's going to Fire Mountain.
Alrighty.
Oh, yes. Anybody, I know one mistake I did, and I don't even know how I managed to do it. I was going back to, what is it? Paw Print Island? And I ended up going to Eastern Fairy Island? No. I went to
you went to Northern Triangle Island. Right.
And I was like, how did I end up here?
We were wondering.
I noticed Cyclos was there, and I was like, I didn't know Cyclos went the paw print.
Wait,
Well,
so
we were
where was
wondering.
it?
Yeah, we were like, did you forget that the pearls
I
automatically place themselves? Like,
No, I just accidentally went there, not paying attention.
nah, that happens to us.
Woo, that was something.
This seed was just
Atrocious. I was happy when I got double magic. I was like, oh, I'll never have to really use Grandma's soup.
haha.
Wasn't I wrong? Because I used it a couple times. My puppet Gano was okay. I tried to snipe him on the worm phase, but it wasn't working.
Yeah, once you have the double magic, you're much freer to just spam and pray.
So my Link was green. He was supposed to be the ZG WoW emote that I have. But it doesn't really work out. I should have been Grandma. Grandma's OP.
Grandma's one of my favorites right now.
So are you on Wii, I guess, then, Zombie God?
I am. I'm on the Nintendo.
Yeah, same. I mean, my computer can run Dolphin very easily, and it doesn't even lag that much. But
I prefer console over.
it depends on the mood I'm in. Some days I just don't feel like getting out of bed, and I just play on Dolphin.
So, I'm a little confused on how this works. So I won today, and he's got to race the other guys, right? So is there still a chance? I don't know, how does this bracket work? Like, what happens after we race everybody in our seed?
I'd have to check real quick, but I think it's the top 2 advance. The top 2 scores, and if there's ties, then you do tiebreakers.
3 people from the first group, from each group, will advance to the second stage.
Ah, okay, 3. 3. Right.
So whoever has the most wins.
Correct.
Okay.
And then after that, it's single elimination with semifinals and finals being best of 3s. So yeah, you're well on your way to getting out of this group stage here.
I appreciate you, Kate, in my stream.
Yeah. So it looks like Group D is the one who's done the most matches, although...
I'm out after this one. I need a break.
Oh man, you deserve a break after that one. I am sorry that you had to put up with that.
I did not. I was really, really not expecting Iron Boots to be in that mid-boss chest. And when I got it, I was just like, "Are you kidding me?"
We got excited about that.
And I went in the wind temple. I was like, "Dude, if the hook shot's not in here, I'm gonna be so mad."
I was hoping for it to, yeah, because even at that point you didn't have hookshot. You weren't even guaranteed to complete Wind Temple. That's crazy. It could have easily like given you the bow in there and then forced you to go back into Tower of the Gods to get the hookshot. It had lots of ways to go as far as trolls, but
Because like I've been watching the other racers race, and they have like an hour and a half seeds, an hour 45 seeds, and I was like, oh, this will be over in no time. And here we are, 2 hours and 21 minutes.
that's the nature of the randomizer.
My slowest when it comes to practicing. My slowest was a 3-hour one because I forgot the big boss chest. But I didn't forget anything. I was really sticking with my tracker this time.
Yeah, that's the nature of the randomizer. You never know what you're gonna get, so sometimes you get those super fast seeds. I think Gymnast got a pretty fast one.
Oh, well, he's Gymnast. Ha! He's just the god.
Takes a little bit of skill and a little bit of luck sometimes, though. So, fortunately, this time I think you definitely got on the unluckier side of things. But I think anyone who signs up for Randomizer knows that they're signing up for potential trolls.
Dev5ter has splits. That's crazy. Honestly, that's insane. Oh, that was something else.
Well, I'm looking forward to hear from your opponent here to see what he was thinking.
I want to hear what he says.
So just looking, let's see if there's anything scheduled right now coming up. Let's see. Looks like right now no one else is. We don't have any other signups at the moment, but we'll be keeping our eye out for it. As always.
ZG Wow's in the chat. Oh, I got that first snipe in pub again, and I was so happy.
It's not the first snipe. I feel like dictates a lot of the pay on a lot of your momentum for this first phase. You can take if you miss that first snipe, I tend to always miss the other ones after it. But if I get the first one, I'm like 3 for 3 always.
Two locations, dude. I will not get over that. Oh.
Sure.
Oh man, keys are annoying.
At least he has the boomerang.
True.
Yeah, that's the thing, Neef, is that even doing this the casual way, like getting the tail while it's on the ground is not exactly easy.
Yeah, I'm not sure what they were thinking when they designed this boss.
I think it's good. I just don't know if necessarily the game ever built up to the degree of difficulty this first phase is. Like, I think it's a good challenge, but like the game never really gave you any challenge remotely as difficult as this fight. Just like kind of comes out of nowhere, really.
Yeah, true.
Same with the third phase. The third phase of this fight, I feel like, is if you, especially because a lot of casuals didn't know about like bombs making things a lot easier with the timing. And if you don't know about the bomb strat, like trying to snipe that tail is really hard.
Welcome back.
Dev5ter's just about to enter the third phase here. See him in his final fight. Wow, how did he not get hit there? I've still never tried the bait strategy. I think that's a very entertaining thing.
Oh, using all-purpose bait to... I've done that
Have him spin
one
around.
time ever.
Yeah, Dev5ter needs to... Yeah, okay, drink soup or something. Oh, he's got a fairy, so he's okay. Gonna make me nervous here. It's stuff like the bait bag, the bait and the force water on Kelly Damos to make you wonder if there's anything hidden on the other bosses.
Right? Wouldn't it be cool if we could just, like, one-shot Helmrock or something?
Right. If there's some obscure thing no one ever thought to try. And before anyone comments on force water on the other bosses, it has been tried many times.
Have we ever tried forest water on Grandma? See if we just warp to the credits?
She just becomes like super grandma and you can... She runs over and defeats Ganondorf and you win.
That would be funny, but highly unlikely.
Climbing the rope to success.
All right.
Fire arrow on Helmrock equal fried chicken.
I even tried light arrows on Helmrock once. It didn't work.
Yeah. I don't think the developers ever intended you to have anything higher than the regular bow at that point. So it'd be interesting to see what interactions it would do.
It does absolutely nothing.
Something I've been meaning to try at some point with light arrows on Goma, on how it can heal Goma. If that, the value that controls Goma is some sort of unsigned integer, I'm wondering if you could overflow the health value back to down to 0 and kill it eventually.
You should
After like 30 light arrow shots, eventually you'll kill it because it'll underflow to 0. That'd be awesome.
just like get the max quiver upgraded, just shoot 99 light arrows at it and see if it kills it.
I don't see why it wouldn't. I think that would, honestly, I would probably think that would work.
But it wouldn't be faster.
No, but it would be epic. I'm all about that.
True.
Probably would not incorporate that in my scenes, but
he would have saved a lot of time on me if, like, and we probably both have the thought process that there's a lot of stuff left to we have to do anyway. But if he'd have done Wind Temple, and after Wind Temple done the stuff out,
Yeah.
that would have saved. And I thought doing that too, but I was just like, Tower of the Gods has so much. It's got to at least have Fire and Ice serves. Boy, was I wrong.
That's what, I mean, we were both thinking, yeah.
Yeah, I was wrong.
It just seemed like it was gonna be a normal seed at the end, but no, it was being a troll all the way to the end for you. Ooh, drink. Oh, he's got fairy. He also has magic armor.
No one knows that magic armor's OP with
Dude, I know. I used it in my 100% all the time. I would do 100%. I would do double magic and magic armor and get a free Ganondorf fight. I forget about it in Randomizer because I never ever get magic armor.
You're not supposed to. I don't know why the heck we got it.
Yeah. That was pretty cool.
That double magic, and I think we got. Oh yeah, the hero's charm. I got did I get double magic?
Oh yeah, you guys got that real early.
Back to back.
Yeah, I think it was in Paw Print, if I remember correctly.
Yeah. I was just like, are you kidding me? Yay!
All right. It's 56 minutes and 30 seconds.
He did it.
GG's. Sub 3 hours. Awesome stuff. See if
He
he's
will be
available.
joining us too.
He will or won't?
Will.
Awesome.
I want him to have the same reaction when he comes in here. Who was the one who picked the seed?
Oh man.
Oh,
Hello.
the same dude.
What a stupid seed.
We were all loving it. I gotta hear your personal reaction to it. How did you feel?
Well, I just love having to go into Tower of God about 4 to 5 times. Really makes it worth it.
Yep. Sure does. It's the best dungeon.
It sure is.
We were, and then so we have to ask. Were you playing a gamble before when you were not going into the mini boss for the Iron Boots the first time, or maybe you didn't realize that you could get that chest, or what was going through your mind there?
I guess I wasn't thinking that far ahead about it.
Yeah, no. I didn't really think about it either. It took me a minute or two to realize, hey, wait a second, that mini boss chest could be in logic still.
Yeah,
Of
I
course.
didn't.
So, I mean, of course.
As soon as I saw the 1,000 rupees, I just thought about the letter
Yeah,
mail.
no.
Dude,
Good point.
I'm right there with you, man. That seed was atrocious.
Yeah. And that's probably one of the only real big things that caused the time discrepancy there.
Yeah.
Is that I think the triple dip or something into Tower of the Gods versus the required double dip.
Yeah.
So,
Definitely.
Yeah.
did you go
Overall,
into DRC before you got grapple? Dev5ter?
No, he did Grandma first.
He did grapple. I didn't know if he. I was like, he went into DRC before. I was like, yes, but I guess I was wrong.
But actually, I had a question on that, Dev5ter.
All right.
You skipped a chest in DRC in the rat room.
I think it was just a heart container, so it didn't matter. But I mean, when you skipped it, I think we were all a little bit anxious to see what it was going to be when Zombie God went up there.
I think Zombie God had already gotten it, but it was
Maybe,
like, oh man, if that had
Yeah.
been something.
That was just a fluke. I honestly didn't realize I skipped it until you just told me.
How'd you like Wind Temple without a bow until the very end?
That was great.
Oh,
Really
struggle.
loved it.
Isn't it great how the logic can have no mercy? It has no emotions for you. It doesn't. The logic does not consider whether or not how much pain you're suffering trying to kill a Wizrobe with hookshot.
I had to hit the Wizrobe so many times with the hook shot. I was like, just spawn on the ground.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I think my approach to that room would be just to keep entering and leaving until you spawn on the ground, and then just kill it with the jump slash quick spin. Just pray for RNG that he spawns on the ground finally, because that's just terrible. I think it's like 8 hook shots to kill a Wizrobe or something.
Yeah, losing that chest storage really sucked.
Oh, the one in Paw Print, I think.
No, Cliff Plateau.
Or no, Cliff Plateau. Cliff Plateau. Yeah.
Oh, you did that too?
Well, I tried. I got it. I got the storage and then died somehow and then lost it.
Yeah, you got crushed, right? You came up
Yeah.
from. If you come up from below like that, you can get crushed like that sometimes.
Yeah.
And then it's a one-try thing. So if you void out there, you can't do it again. So that's unfortunate. But
Whew.
overall, though, I mean, it was an entertaining seed from us. We were it was getting down to the wire whether or not it was going to be a Ganon's Tower
God,
required seed.
I was so nervous. I was
Yeah.
like, it better not be in the maze chest.
Yeah, it was like at some point it was sitting around 33% chance it was going to be a maze required chest.
Oh,
check.
God.
Yeah, it was the closest one I've ever commentated on. So
Iron Boots being in Tower, it's just atrocious.
Yeah.
It stank, and I didn't like it.
this is what commentators and viewers live for, though. So we appreciate you suffering for our behalf.
It was great.
Anytime.
I had a great time. We have plenty of more races.
That we do.
More opportunities.
Well, we're looking forward to seeing you guys both in your next races coming up.
Thank you.
Thanks. Appreciate it.
All right. Well, you guys have any other final words for us?
Math Girl's no longer allowed to pick seeds. That's all I got.
Well, actually, right now I'm the only setup helper who knows how.
And as always, from all of you guys, make sure you give these two excellent runners a follow. And my co-commentator, Math Girl.
Don't bother
do that.
following me. Follow Trug, though, and follow our runners and the Speed Gaming Network.
The Me channel is the best channel.
Amen.
Alrighty, well, I think that wraps things up here. So thank you guys all for watching, and from everyone here, see you guys next time.
Have a great night, everybody.
Later.